All right, time to roll episode 65 of the 580 show. Myself, Dante Frawley, this week. What's up, boys?
So
What's
what's
up,
up?
man?
Man, we're all, I think we're all sleep deprived. I think we're beat up from the weekend, but squeezing an episode on this Sunday. Thank you guys all for tuning in again. Let's talk about PA Dutch first. Obviously, we were all out at PA Dutch this weekend. PA Dutch 11. We had 6 people competing from the gym. Made it out there in a snowstorm. We'll touch on that a little bit, but man, it was a gut check getting out there. Turned about a 4-hour drive turned into about a 6. And going home, 4-hour drive turned into about a 5.5 for me. And but we made it out nonetheless. We sold some supplements. We supported all our people. I guess let's just start with Dante. How did your weekend go as a competitor?
Oh, we got out there Thursday. We left Thursday morning, and that's when we started to actually, stop drinking water and get all the water out. So started Thursday with some sauna. I got to like 2:38, I think it was 2:39, 2:38 Thursday morning. Thursday night, we met up with Frankie and Will and Cam Peters, and we all hit the sauna at the YMCA. Got down to like 2:34, 2:33, and Friday morning we were all like crunch time and getting down some narrow weights, and we all made it eventually. I actually made it to 229.5, so I was like a pound under. And then, rehydrated. We got the IV treatments. Frank had the rehydration shakes, but IV treatments. Then we had the competition Saturday, and I think I did fairly well for my first time cutting and doing a middleweight show. I mean, it came down to the wire at the last event. I just couldn't turn up on the final bag. But, small errors, human mistakes, and stuff happens. So I'm so happy with third place.
What was the biggest challenge that you had going from like a heavyweight competitor to now trying your first show at middleweight? Obviously the weight cut, but what did you look at during your training that you were like, man, this is a lot different than what I would have expected through the transition? Obviously you're losing weight, but was there anything that shocked you transitioning from heavyweight to middleweight?
Not really. I mean, I don't feel like my strength really was impacted too much except my press. I definitely feel like now that I did this first cut, I can maintain and reverse diet back to like a lower weight. So I'm not starting at 275 again. And I can just build at where I'm at instead of going down and building at the same time. So training could be a little bit more consistent now. But I think maybe, biggest challenge would definitely be like just consistency with like diet and training, I guess. Because it's all about, basically Anthony Deal was telling me it's all about timing for your meals. So you want to eat your carbs before and after you work out, not anything else between. When you wake up, just right in that window, just so your carbs are utilized for your workouts and recoveries. So basically learning more towards that probably.
So what how was the entire process for you? Did you find it to be easier than you expected, harder to be expected? I don't if you're just now tuning into our pod and listening, Dante competed at nationals as a heavyweight just in October. So actually less than a 5-month turnaround, right? Right around 5 months from heavyweight at nationals to his first ever show at middleweight. So what was physically, you kind of explained the process of, you water cut. I think we can touch on it a little bit, but I think people get confused by water manipulation, water loading, what people call it a bunch of different things: water cutting, water manipulation, water loading. It's not a long-term, Julia made a pretty good post about it. It's not a, people like my dad aren't lifting. They don't lift in strength sports. They've never done this. They think, okay, that's crazy. Dante lost 30 pounds. How is that possible? I work out and eat better and I lose, a pound a week or whatever. It's not a sustainable weight loss. It's cutting water out and then rehydrating back up with 24-hour weigh-ins. So, but yeah, so how did it feel physically?
So during the process, it was just really just exhausting and draining. Now, granted, I feel like I didn't have to lose as much as like Frankie did or Cameron did. They were like really hitting the wire, but I was hitting the wall sometimes. I would come out of the sauna and I'd be like spinning in my head. My body's going in shock. I had to take the cold showers. But Frankie, he looked like he had barely anything left to lose, and I was still dripping sweat. So it was rough, but I feel like if I had to get down to the wire like a few more pounds, it might have been even rougher. So I'm a little blessed on that aspect, I'd say. But
So
what's that?
what's your plan now? Like you competed 231. I'm sure you rebounded up a decent amount in weight. You said like, you weren't going to balloon up to 275. What's your goal? Like, are you going to walk around at 250, 245? Are you going to diet down more long? Like, what's your goal now?
At least the 250 to 260 range. I don't want to go any higher than 260. If I do go any higher than 260, I expect to have a bigger off season just so I can kind of build more. But
Sure.
I think it's all just going to depend on the show, because definitely within 12 weeks out, I want to start, getting that threshold of like around 250 pounds. So the water cut will start being a little bit easier, because the lower you are, obviously it's easier to lose the weight.
Yeah. I mean, I just, anyone that's new to water cutting, or, you see some people in your class do it. One thing I just would like to like emphasize and just kind of get clear to everyone, it is a dangerous thing. I'm sure Dante learned a thing or two about it this weekend. Dante's a weird guy. He likes to feel messed up, kind of. Dante's not he's not the example you should look at. Like, a lot of people look at it, oh, this so and so in my class loses 25, 30 pounds water cutting. I would just really emphasize you guys to do your homework and understand what a water cut is and be comfortable with it before, because it is a serious thing that you can really get screwed up from. Hospitalization, you could mess in with your organs and stuff like that. Just if you are going to water cut, that's fine, and there's a way to do it successfully, but do your homework and make sure you're comfortable doing it before you do it. We saw Frank. So Frank is a strongman competitor at our gym. When he started his cut, he was 211 pounds, and he signed up as a lightweight open this weekend, which is the same class I compete in, is 175.6. So obviously that's, almost that's what,
45 pounds.
45 pounds. Yeah.
35 pounds. 35 pounds.
Yeah. A little
Something
over
like that.
35 pounds. Yeah. So, and he was going to quit. He was seriously going to quit. He was made it to 177. He didn't think his body had anything else to lose. He was starting to shut down. Dante, Julia, Will helped him lose the last couple of pounds. But one thing he said to me was, I wish I would really take this more. I would have taken it more serious closer. So it's just, seeing it firsthand. Make sure you guys, if you're going to be water cutting, be well read, understand it, and respect it, because it's not just 25 pounds. It's a lot longer health stuff that can take place.
Yeah, I definitely gained a lot more respect for UFC fighters and other strongmen for this, because I knew it sucked, but actually going through it, it's like you just gained a whole newfound respect for the whole sport and the aspect of everything.
For sure. Yeah, man, it can be seriously dangerous. So I mean, I'm a super heavyweight, so like I'm never going to be cutting water more than likely, but you shouldn't be going more than 10% of your body weight at absolute max. And Frank pushed that. So, he still had a good performance, luckily, which is great. But he said he could feel physically in his events that, that water cut took a drastic toll on him. He said specifically on log press, he really noticed a difference in his performance. So, yeah, get under someone's wing who knows what they're doing. And talk with them if you're planning on executing that. It is a pretty simple process if you know what you're doing and if you stay within certain limits. When you start to push, over 10% of your body weight, you could put yourself at serious risk. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing it. But
I think there's a lot. I think there's the more severe range of it, and there's just a very basic that almost anyone can do. When we went out to Jersey 2 weeks ago, I started mine at like 184. I had to be 176. So, I water loaded, I cut out some sodium and stuff, and it fell right off. I could have lost a lot more weight. And then there's the bigger cuts. So it all, it depends on what you are, but regardless of your situation, I would really just emphasize you guys again, just, take it serious. But, and like Frawley said, Frank said he was affected by it. I think I watched Frank hit his comp weight in training for like 5 or 6 reps,
You got 2.
on log, and he could only get 2 at the show.
Your performance
So-
will suffer.
Right.
I mean,
will.
the same thing happened to me too, but I'm not sure if it was from the cut or recovery or what. But obviously something. But
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be at least a little bit of the cut, like, and it's your first time ever doing it. But I think as a competitor, you have to look at it as like, are the returns going to be worth it? Like, if you're, I don't know, if you're 215 and you're a pretty strong person, would you rather just compete in the 90 kilos long term, or are you going to do, cut all the way down to 80 and your performances may suffer and your health may suffer, or are you going to just stay at 90? It's everyone's different. If you're 5 pounds over, yeah, it's probably better to just do a small water cut and compete at the class lower than you, but it all depends on the individual. But yeah, that's cool. Everyone that was cutting weight made it. We had a lot of people cutting weight for the show, so I'm glad everyone's good and we're back home safe. And congratulations to everyone in 5A that competed yesterday. What, 2 first timers and 4 people doing another show, repeat show. So great job to everyone.
Yeah, I want to shout out Julia real quick because she's my client. So she did a great job. She went in yesterday, and every event except for one, I would say, she did her absolute best on. So, her log press, she hit her best number of reps. She won the deadlift event. She won the frame event with her best time. She had a great run on sandbag to shoulder, but Gigi just edged her out. The sled drag we learned from, and we'll know that for the future, but she did a great job. And that's kind of a perfect example of her going and having a good day and still not coming out with the win. You can kind of base your expectations on that. If you go in and have your best performance on 4 of 5 events and you don't win, well, at least somebody beat your best. So she did a great job. And
well, that's I was actually talking to her at the show, and she's like, I have nothing to be mad about. I came and I hit all PRs. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, that's what it's about. At the end of the day, we're all amateurs. We're doing this as a hobby for fun. How many people did we have this weekend? 10. Take a whole weekend basically to shut down, go to Lancaster, Amish country, just to watch a hobby. Like, we obviously care about it. So you went and did your best. Like, that's all that matters. Like, you should be pleased with that. So, just I had a great time. I love traveling, that type of stuff. It kicks the shit out of you today when you're, trying to rebound the next day. It also horrible timing with daylight savings as well. We lost an hour this morning, and I had to be somewhere early this morning, of course. So, but yeah, just shout out to everyone too. I like going to strongman events, especially as a promoter. I like seeing stuff. Hey, I thought that was cool that they did that. Hey, I don't like that, and take it, for our own shows. I won't complain if people start doing shows closer to home, though.
Yeah, me either.
The snowstorm. So we
got to talk about that.
Yeah, I explained a little bit, but man, we had, I guess in total, probably 4 or 5 cars go out, four cars for our 10 people. And man, the snow on Saturday morning was bad. We live in Pennsylvania. We live in the Northeast. We always get that one last snowstorm, and man, we got crushed this weekend. So glad we were able to make it safe.
Yeah, it was a dogfight. It was an absolute dogfight getting there. We had it was a 4-hour drive. It turned to 5 and 6 hours, and it was just, like, you're sliding and slushing all over the road. And so Kate Gutwald messaged me while we were on our way, and she was like, well, I don't know if I should be out driving. And I told her, I said, Kate, don't drive if you don't have to.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, I'm definitely going to stay home then. I was like, it's just not worth it right now. But,
yeah,
we were committed. We had to go do it. So
there was a time I went for an hour straight. I didn't go over 35 miles per hour on the turnpike.
I believe it.
35 was my absolute top.
that's rough.
It was brutal. Yeah. But we made it. And when we made it, we had our supplement booth. We had our horsepower booth at PA Dutch, and it was actually a huge success. I think we got horsepower in almost double-digit new people's hands, like actual tubs of it. And we had, however many people try it. We went through over a gallon of horsepower at the show, competitors, spectators trying it. The thing I love is when someone comes up and they're so shocked and pleased with the taste of the product. I think it's something we worked on so hard, and it's just to get it. Like, there's been a lot of people affiliated with 580, and now we're starting to get into new states and everything like that. But to have just people like face to face in the other side of the state and from far away try it and really like it, it's awesome to see the hard work of the brand starting to pay off and getting to new gyms, new people, everything. So awesome feeling. Thank you to everyone who stopped by for the booth. Thank you. Asked questions, checked it out. Started following 580. It meant a lot. So thank you guys so much. And it was nice to meet so many new people.
It was it was also awesome. Like a lot of people coming up to our booth saying, "Hey, I know." For example, somebody said, "Nick Hines, my coach." And he came up and introduced himself. So like, it's cool that people are saying like, "Hey, we have acquaintances or mutual friends that we're comfortable coming up to the booth and introducing ourselves to you." So like, if you know somebody and they know us, like, feel free, man. Like, come up, introduce yourselves. Like, we're more than willing to talk to anybody. So we're all part of the same hobby, like Josh said. So we're
cool.
here to make new friends.
Strongman is so much social media
because
like I see these guys every day. I see Riley every day. I see but there's all these people we follow every day on Instagram. I see, the same people lifting for the last however many years on Instagram every single day. But to actually meet you, if I don't recognize you, just come up and say, "What's up?" I see so many people on Instagram. So,
couple competitors even like, "Oh, you guys are the 580 show guys."
I had someone come up to me and said, "I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity." And I'm like, "Dude, never, please never say that to me,
don't
dude.
Do that.
I was like, seriously. I was like, I told the dude, I was like, "I appreciate it, but please don't ever say that to me, man. I'm a normal guy. I'm going to work on Monday, But thank you but honestly, it's cool. A reason we have guests on is to bring in more people to what we're doing, right? Like, so like we get Nick Hine. It's nice to talk to people that are smart and strong and everything, but like, they're like, "Oh, we didn't know you released a podcast every Sunday." So, the new people that are joining, man, thank you guys so much for listening. People that have been around for a long time, thank you so much for listening. If you don't know much about us, we have a little gym in Western Pennsylvania, strongman gym, powerlifting, just a strength training gym in general. And started our own supplement company. We got apparel we do every once in a while too, and we're just trying to grow the brand. So thank you guys so much that came up and said you enjoy, a certain episode of the podcast and stuff. It means a lot. Any support, we really appreciate it. But yeah, it is just so awesome to see people come up and try horsepower and like be like, "Wow, that's an amazing taste." It's like Ben Polak, or however you say his name, Polak.
Yeah.
I've been reading his stuff on Elite FTS since I got into lifting, pretty much. And for him to come up and try the pre-workout that I'm selling for our gym and say how good the taste was. And Anthony Deal, probably the biggest nutrition coach in strongman by far, I would say.
Yeah.
Come up and try it. Check out our supplement facts. It was awesome.
What was the thing that he said? He's like, "Wow, you actually put this in it."
L-theanine.
If you go back and listen to our episode with Anthony Deal, he told us to put that in our pre-workout unintentionally.
Anthony Deal didn't know we were creating a pre-workout, and we were in the middle of it. And I definitely encourage you guys, if you're interested in the nutritional stuff. I actually talked to Anthony. He said he's down to come on in the next couple of weeks. So Anthony is a guy I can listen to talk for hours. It's crazy. The second you talk to Anthony, and if you guys don't know who he is, if you go on Instagram, his handle is Anthony105K Pro. Anthony Deal. He won America's Strongest Man in 2019, I believe.
It was either 19 or 20, either way.
Yeah, it was one of those two.
But He's one of those guys, the second you talk to him, you just realize he's probably the smartest guy in the room on this especially on the topic of nutrition. Super strong guy. He's doing bodybuilding now, and you can tell he's obsessed with it. He couldn't go like a minute yesterday without talking about bodybuilding. But he still loves strongman. Comes out. He's actually going to compete later this year, but comes out and helps at local shows and stuff like that, which is awesome. But he came and was BSing with us for a little bit, and like I said, he's such a smart guy, and he honestly. When I'm around him, I like ask him so many questions. I heard Frawley, I heard Dante, I heard everyone that's around him asking him. It's just like it's like a town hall meeting. It's like the mayor. You're just asking him all, when are we doing this and this and this? And he's very good at putting it into normal terms. I don't have a nutrition degree. He may say a big word and then he elaborates on it for me to understand. So if you're into the nutrition stuff, go back. Probably around episode in the 40-ish range. And
his name's in the title.
I can look that up real quick.
Yeah, Dante can look it up. His name's in the title too.
Yeah, his name's in the title. And
it's
and yeah,
32.
Episode 32 with Anthony Deal. And man, he goes into pretty in-depth stuff. And like I said, he's a friend of ours now, so go and we'll probably have him on again too. So go listen to that episode; it was really good. But it's a long way again. We actually were in the middle of developing horsepower, like actually on like the more tail end of the ingredient list. And Anthony went on this huge rant about a supplement called L-theanine. I hope I'm saying it right, but he's like every pre-workout should have it. Every pre-workout should have this amount. That's how I judge a pre-workout if it's good. So I'm like, oh God, I got to go do this again. So the next day I go to my manufacturer. I'm like, hey, got to have this, got to throw it all out. Got to have this product in here. So we got it in there, tried it again, ended up being good. And so I appreciate that. That's why it helps to have smarter people around you,
It was just funny to see it come full circle. Because
it really was.
Picks it up and looks at it. He's like, oh, you have this in it. We're like, yeah, you told
I'm like, yeah, dude, you told me to do it. Like,
yeah,
I had no choice.
So,
But yeah, great time yesterday. I'm excited, anxious, nervous, just kind of pumped in general for Battle at the Bridge now.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. We pretty much touch on it every week now at this point, but we're hosting the Northeast Regional Show for Strongman Court. We sold out very fast. We sold out a long time ago. I actually had 11 dropouts when I came back and followed around, and we were immediately able to replace them on the wait list, which is great. So we're full again, but we took a big chunk out of the wait list. So if you're interested in competing, we're only taking open men and women. I'd prefer women at this point, lightweights, middleweights, heavyweights, any women, because they're severely outnumbered. But first place in all 5 men and women classes get an invite to the Arnold. The top 5, if you have over 12 people, get nationals. Top 3, regardless, get an invite to nationals. So just email me 580barbell@gmail.com, or just shoot us a DM 580barbell and say, hey, my name's so-and-so. I would be competing in this class. I'd like to be put on the wait list. You will most likely get in at this point. We still have almost 11 weeks till the show. You will probably get in sooner than later because we're having, people are going to drop out and stuff like that. So send out a long email to all the competitors this weekend. If you haven't checked it out and you're competing, go check it out. But yeah, just so excited. We will officially have 2 of every implement at the show. I think we got a good logistical plan. The show moved to our gym. So it's not just in our gym. If you've been there before, everything's going to be kind of cleared out. We'll have the parking lot. We'll be good to go. And just, so really pumped for Battle of the Bridge now. If you're interested, you're an open competitor, you want a chance at an Arnold bid, nationals bid, all that stuff, sign up. Let us know.
think the last thing that we got before we wrap up is Mr. Furby's powerlifting meet on April 3rd.
Yeah.
That's next on the 580 calendar, I believe. I don't think we have an event until then.
Yeah.
So
We got
Furby's-
2 people competing, Mel and Furby,
Yep.
at the
Yep.
Steele City Open.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's on a Sunday. It's April 3rd. Furby's got, I think, 2 more weeks of heavy training. I'm sure Melanie's programming is relatively the same.
Yeah.
Close. So I know Furby, I talked with the whole way to and from Lancaster yesterday because he was my ride. He watched everybody compete. He was telling me how excited he is. So it'll be good to see both of them put their work on display. So I think
Yeah.
that's the next thing in chronological order. So a couple weeks we'll be heading there.
Yeah. So, just again, I just want to say thank you to everyone for listening. Some episodes are like this where we talk about just like inside 580 stuff, like a highlighted trip, going to PA Dutch. Some weekends we have on a top level strongman compare. Sometimes we have on a promoter. Sometimes kind of just talk about any and everything, So thank you guys. It was nice meeting a lot of you this weekend. As always, you guys can support us by going to our YouTube channel, just 580 Barbell, and hitting that subscribe button. We're checking out some of our videos. We are going to be releasing the next 5 weeks a video, one every week, of an event from Battle at the Bridge and just highlighting it for the competitors. And that'll just go out in a link to the competitors. I'm not a huge fan of just as a promoter having everything on Facebook. Because people don't have Facebook. Not everyone has Facebook. Not everyone's going to check Facebook. I like to email all the descriptions. So you guys can check out our YouTube. You can go to 580barbell.com. You can hit the pre-workout drop-down arrow and you can order watermelon horsepower. Even if you're not from around us, it'll ship directly to you. So check that out. We're on Instagram, 580 Barbell. Thank you guys again so much for the support. And I think we'll see you guys next week for episode 66.
Later.
Yes. Right.